Hello. Okay, so last talk before we have the lunch break. And who enjoyed last night performance by Elizabeth? You know. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Oliveira, senior design product at Zata, and some cool SVG and audio work she's been working on. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about craftive interactive audio experience with Penpot and SVG. So my name is Elizabeth Oliveira. I'm from Lisbon, Portugal. I'm currently working as a senior product designer at Zata. And what I'm going to talk today, it's about creating audio experience that is basically a cassette tape, and this cassette tape will have a song, the song that I performed yesterday called Fork This. So the idea of the cassette tape is I will have 3 songs there. The Fork This with my voice on it, the instrumental version, and the karaoke version, and some lyrics there. So I just want to show how can you build this type of UI interfaces with SVG. And that's it. So basically, first of all, we have to understand what is an SVG. Why would you use an SVG instead of normal CSS and HTML? And then when you want to build or transform that SVG into a component, how can you split it in components? And I'm going to use React.js to create the final user interface with the animations and with the audio. At the end, I will have the demo to show the cassette tape working. So first of all, what is like the SVG? I think at this point we all know, but nowadays we're still not using the SVGs how they should be used. We normally just use for icons and logos, and it has so many potential. So basically, the SVG is like this scalable vector graphic, and I think one of the things that we use the most is because of its vector type of image, and it can provide quality. But we forget that we can also have like interaction with SVGs. So the role in UI design, as I said, is for scalability. We can use SVG without losing quality. It doesn't happen with PNGs or JPEGs. We can have an efficient file size because we never lose the quality, so it can be scaled up or down. And the best thing for me in the SVG, and I think that's the part that we're not exploring properly as a designer, as developers, is the interactivity. We basically use it for a logo, for icons, and we can also use for bringing interactivity. So this is what I'm going to show you how to build. It's a cassette tape. And the idea of the cassette tape is I'm going to click play, the song will play, I can go to the next track, and I want to have some animations. But instead of just having animations that doesn't do anything, I want to have animation that also interacts with the audio. So basically, these circles, the blue circles, are going to animate according to the audio frequency. So to do that, we have to think about components. So how can we split that design in different components? So the first component is going to be called controls component, and it's basically where the controls are going to live. And this play and pause should toggle, like when you just show one icon at a time, and it also should control the audio. So when you press play, the audio starts. When you press next, it goes to the next track. And then we're going to have another component that is called the sticker component. It could have a better name, but I think that's OK. And in the sticker component, basically, it's where the title lives. So when you change the song, the title updates with that. And then the wheel components that will have like a basic animation that is just basically rotate when you press play. And it doesn't do anything special. It doesn't interact with the audio. A background is just doing anything. It doesn't do anything. And then we have the circles. The circles, as you see, are here. So it's going to leave behind everything. But basically, the idea of the circle is to have the animation that interacts with the audio. So it should bounce with the audio frequency. So, okay, so let's go to hands-on Penpot, and I'm going to show you how to build this. So I have this cassette tape that is on Penpot, and I have, as I said, I split it in different folders, like different parts. So I have the wheels, the stickers, circles, controls, and background. So what I'm going to do first is I have the wheels component, and I can inspect here. I can open more, and I have this code, right? So the first thing actually is I have all of these SVG with everything. And if I was going to copy this and add it to a new file, it would have 568 lines. So it will be a lot of code, and it will be too difficult to create the animation. It's just a very big file. So I prefer to split. So the first thing is I'm going just to copy this SVG part. And this is going to be the main wrapper of the component. So basically just tells what is the width of the SVG, the height, and that's it. And then I can copy the same from the wheels, but I just want to, I don't need the SVG anymore part, the SVG tag, because I already have it from the main component. So I copy just this. Because we're going to use React, we have to transform this code in GSX, so I'm going to use a converter. And one thing, when we use this, I don't want to remove the IDs. I want to leave them. And then that's it. I'm going to copy this group. And I have this dummy component where I'm going to paste that. So I already imported that component. So if I go to my React app, it's not closed properly. I have this error here. Okay, so I already have here. So I have the background that is visible, and then I have the wheels. So the idea of the wheels is to rotate, right? So I'm going to use framer motion to do that. So to use framer motion, I'm just going to replace the wheels with framer motion. But to do that, I have to find in my SVG where is the wheels part. So as you can see, it generates a lot of code, and it's difficult to see. So I'm going to my Penpot, and I'm going to select here, and I can see just that the wheel has this shape ID. I'm going to copy-paste. I'm going to search, and then I'm going to call it like wheel left. Sorry, let me wheel. To copy again. So I have my wheel left. I will do the same for the, I could do the same for the wheel right. So now what I'm going to do, the way the motion, framer motion work is basically you do like this motion dot and the element. In this case, it's a motion, group. Same here. It's close here. And then what we want to do is to animate. So what I'm doing is I'm passing a state from the parent component to know what is playing. So I can say animate, and is playing. If it's playing, I want to animation that is called playing. Nothing special. And if it's not playing, will be stop. And then I want to pass my variants. And the variants, I already have it here. Basically, it's just what the animation does. When it's stopped, it rotates 0. And when it's playing, it rotates from 0 to minus 360. So I pass here my variants. And then I want to say what is the initial state. And the initial state is the stopped. And then I have this. So in my cassette tape, if I show the tape controls, so okay, so we have one wheel rotating, and I will do the same. I could do the same for the next one, but I already have it here. So basically, I will do the same, search for that ID, and then replace it like wheel right, and do the same motion.g, and animate. So now I have the two wheels rotating. And now the next thing that I could do is the sticker component. So for the sticker components, I would do the same here, sticker, copy, paste, everything, convert to GSX, and then copy this code to the sticker components, and I would have this. But as I can see, in the app works, but the title looks a little bit weird. That's why sometimes we have like all of this code and we have to improve a little bit, and that's what I like about SVG is that you can change also the code, the design with code. So I'm going to remove this text length because it's saying that the text can only go until 110, and I don't want that. I want it to grow. So now I'm passing the title from the parent components. As you can see here, title. So every time I change, the title updates. So now I have the music playing and the title updating. So the next thing is that circle component. And this circle component, it's much more complex, so I'm going to just leave it as it is. So for this circle component, I will do the same, export the SVG, convert to GSX, and create the circle here. In this case, I'm not using anything to animate. I'm just saying, if it's playing, so I have this SVG ellipse here, and I want to animate the radios, the radio X and the radio Y. So basically, my animation will be, is it playing? If it's playing, please play, just update the radios. If not, just leave my initial radios. So I have all the logic to animate here. So the initial radio is 80. At the original design, it was 90. But I updated to 80 so you could see more interactivity. And then this is the visualizer that is going to happen. So basically, I'm getting the frequency, I'm using the web audio API, I'm getting the frequency of the audio, and then getting that average of that audio. And then every time it goes, the frequency gets higher, the radios get higher. If the frequency gets smaller, the radio gets smaller. And that's basically what I'm doing. So I know I have this.
Are you devs ready? I'm a designer who codes. Yeah, they call me Miyuki. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I've been designing with Penpot, open source, connect.
You can see, now we have all of that. And now let's match all the cassette tape together. The sticker, the wheels. And also one thing is the order of your components, it's important. For example, if I get the circles here. So that's really cool. So now the order is okay. So now the cassette tape is ready, and I'm going to ask for your help. So let's try the song together. And this is what I will call the demo. So basically, that's the lyric. And I just need your help at this part of the song. So let's try it. Yesterday, some of you already tried and helped me with the song. I'm going to put it bigger. Okay, I'm going to say, I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible, and you just have to say, fork this, I'm original. Let's try. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible, fork this, I'm original. Okay. Okay, now let's try the karaoke version, that it already has some background songs. Then I'm going to share this project, and you can sing at home. You can pick the version with the voice, you can pick the karaoke version, or just instrumental without anything, and you have the lyrics you can go through. So let's try with the karaoke version.
Are you devs ready? I'm a designer who codes. Yeah, they call me Miyuki. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been designing with Penpot, open source, connecting every dot, every stack, rendering next. You can call me Explorer Edge. No more life cycles, react. You can call me lightweight, react. I'm way too complicated, TypeScript, but I'm still in this class. Type this, learning from mistakes. Microsoft, more than a million skills. Lara Croft, trying to not look back. Angular, I don't have an expression. Regular, animating SVGs, original. Let me kill it one time, terminal. Watch me giving a talk, Netflix. I'm gonna keep it short, ES6. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible, now you? For this I'm original. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible. For this I'm original.
Miyuki.
Yeah, open source win, old school girl, coding with Vim, GitHub stars, GitHub win, feeling it, changing the scene. Yeah, open source win, old school girl, coding with Vim, GitHub stars, GitHub win, feeling it, changing the scene. I'm an old school girl, hi-fi, Sonic and Tails, Mega Drive, coding and rhymes, Spotify. You devs can see me, Wi-Fi. No competition, goodbye. No one can reach me, goodbye. Another level, that's right. Call me 11, sci-fi. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible. For this, I'm original. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible. For this I'm original. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible. For this I'm original. I'm coding like a criminal, designing like a miracle. They say I'm invisible. For this I'm original. Yeah. So, thank you. So you can find the project here on this link, penpotforkthis.versal app. This is my Twitter if you want to follow. It's an open source project, so you can always go click here to go to the GitHub project, and you can contribute. I already see some bugs. Just doing the presentation, I already noticed a few things. So you can help if you're into it. And I think the conclusion of the talk is basically, I think we should use SVG, and it's really cool how Penpot works and how it exposes all the SVG like this. And I think we just should start building more creative UIs instead of just using HTML and CSS and everything to be responsive and with the design systems with normal buttons. Let's just create your own things, explore the SVG and that animated. And I can see a lot of potential now also with AI coming. For example, maybe we can grab the lyric and highlights, or there's so many potential with the things we can do. We can have maybe all the cassette tape animating also, bouncing. There's so many things we can do. And that's the conclusion, so let's just build it. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for this talk, and yeah, amazing stuff on SVG and the song. How long did it take for you to write this song?
Oh, yes. So the story of the song started maybe a few years ago. I created a project, a cassette tape, and it was the first time I explored an SVG. And then I had some hip-hop loops, and during my talks I was doing like a freestyle. But because I'm Portuguese, I can't do freestyles in English. So I was doing freestyles in Portuguese, so only a few people, there's only a Portuguese or a Brazilian at the festival. So at the end, they said, hey, I understood what you say, but the rest of the audience couldn't understand. So I started thinking maybe I should write a lyric in English. But because it's not my native language, I was not confident because the accent it's not good, or but with time I start having like these ideas of the parts of the lyric. So one day I was on my normal day, server-side rendering next, you can call me Explorer Edge, having these ideas and compiling randomly. At some point I start grabbing all these parts of the lyric together. I recorded. I sent it to one friend so she could like improve the instrumental, and that's it. And also the original lyric, it was written long time ago. I also have it on my GitHub. So I have one version I've been designing with Sketch. At the time I was using Sketch, and now I upgraded with Penpot because I'm using Penpot. Also, I had one part here that it was struggling with life cycles, and React, we don't use these life cycles anymore. So I just updated the lyric to no more life cycles. And I believe in future, maybe other things of the lyric need to be improved too. But yeah, that's the story.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, super cool song. And are you like on Spotify or SoundCloud?
Yeah, on Spotify, I'm like with a different artist name that is called, in Portuguese, it's like Lady Bet. So it's like Dama Bet.
Very original.
Yeah. Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah. Go.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Two hats today we're presenting. Well, it's lunch break. So one quickie, Sustain Open Source Design Podcast, I think they still have 1 or 2 slots. Remember to check on the QR code here just as you exit the Gothic Chapel if you want to get interviewed. And then the lunch is going to take place at the terrace. So you'll be able to just move around. But instead of the coffee break, which is still a space that's available, you actually can enjoy open air and some exciting views on that. So we'll meet again in 1 hour and 20 minutes, also for the online audience. That's 80 minutes. And now, please, I would like everyone to give a round of applause for all speakers that gave us so much amazing content this morning.